So I'm going to show you in this video how to tap a new screw hole for the what is this? The floating trem, I guess the bridge. And you're going to tap new holes because if you've lost the pegs for your Yamaha, you know that they're like impossible to find now. And what you want to be able to do is just grab some off-the-shelf parts and use them. What I'm going to be using as the tuning screws are the thing that I just lost there. Honey, can you pick that up for me? Actually, it's fine. Here. So this is it right here. I got this part at Home Depot. You might want to use something else so you can drill accordingly, but this is a 1032. So it's a socket cap screws. They're in the specialty screw section. They sell them. They look like that. They come in pairs. It's about $1 for this case. So just to show you that this works, I've already tapped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, and I'm going to tap one for you later. The reason I have this pen here is because I stored this guitar without strings, and I didn't loosen the truss rod, so I'm trying to rebend the neck back. So just ignore this. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about here, but just to show you that this is not going to micro tune this. We can hear that, and we can see that. Now I can screw this on here, and you can see it pushing it down. And we can now have fine-tune adjustments again, and not have to worry about replacing the Rockin Magic Pro 1 here. Buying a second-hand one off eBay, or trying to buy one for parts, or trying to even buy these expensive little tuners that they originally came with. You'll be able to use these things. So let me show you how I did it. I left the box inside, but it's not important because you should be able to find it. It's called the DeWalt Tap and Die Set. It comes with one of these. It comes with a bunch of little hexagon dies. It also comes with 5 of these taps and their associated drills. So you can buy these tools separately. They also have them at Home Depot. They're common tools. What you do is, just to show you which one I'm using here, give me a moment. Let's see if I can pull this off. So you want to screw it on there pretty tight, but first you want to start out with a drill. You want to drill out the old teeth. So to drill out the old teeth, if you're going to be using the 1032, you need a number 21 drill. So over here on my drill, this came in the same set. This says 21. This is a 25. Where'd my 21 go? You want to make sure it's a 21. You want to make sure it's the right one. So this is my 21. You put your 21 in here. Okay, you shove it all the way down. You tighten this on there really tight. You want to use you basically want to use one of these, and you want to get it on there really tight. And when I say really tight, I mean like muscle it. Drill out the old, using your pilot holes, since you already have holes there, you drill out the old teeth. What I did is, I'm doing it with the strings on. I just loosened the string I wanted to work on. Once I loosened the string, I could easily... So the video got cut off. What I was trying to say there was, once I loosened the string, so let's say I'm going to work on the first or the treble E string, or let's even say the 6th string, the bass E string. Let's say I want to work on that one. I'm going to loosen it. This is, if you have the strings on, you're going to reduce the tension on it, right? And the reason you want to do that, you want to make sure that the rest of the strings are taut, okay? Because you want the trem to be you still want it to be floating. You don't want it to drop too much. Obviously, if you loosen this string, which is the most tension, this is going to sink back into the body a bit. But now what I could do is I can actually loosen this some more. I wish this didn't get cut off from the previous video. Essentially what I'm saying is, so now as you drill this, you can actually lower this with your finger while you drill the hole out, so it doesn't damage the bottom of this thing, which is not going to do it. It's not going to damage it, but I'm kind of paranoid, so I just loosened the string so I could push this down and kind of tap or drill the hole there. And then when I tapped it, I also pushed this all the way down. I didn't want any upwards pressure on the tap as I was making new teeth. I definitely didn't want any upwards pressure on the tap as I was tapping new teeth on there. So I loosened the string for it. If you do this without strings, this is not going to be hard. But I use the strings just to hold this in place. Plus, I've been trying to play the guitar like this, and I want the whammy bar on there. But yeah, And let me show you a close-up of the bits real quick, since I'm doing this little interlude, cutting my video in half. But this is what they look like. Let's see if I can get it to focus there. Okay. And they have a little hex slot on the top. So if you want to micro tune with a hex tool, you can. I want to find something that didn't have a sharp top there, but would also let me get my fingers around it and kind of turn it. I didn't do much research, really. I just wanted to get this done. You could probably find something better out there with a flatter head. Yeah, cool. Okay, here's the next part of the video.
Hold on, I need to continue. Okay.
Okay, once you're done drilling all 6 holes, you're gonna remove your drill so that the number 21 for 1032, we're removing our drill and then we're putting on the tap. So this is a 1032 tap, okay? It goes in the same tool here. We wanna do the same thing. We want to tighten it on there. And I have not yet drilled out the 6th hole. I'm gonna do that for you guys so you can see how it works. So easy. And I'm doing this with the strings on, okay? So this is tight now. And my dear, get a good shot of this, okay? So what I'm gonna do now is, you can see that, I don't know if you can pick this up on the camera, but these have nice, you know, kind of noticeable thread in there. This one has not been yet threaded. It's kind of smooth in that hole. I don't know if you can see because I drilled it out. I drilled out the existing teeth. So check this out. Since I have the strings on, I'm gonna loosen this string. I want all the rest of the strings kind of tight because I want the trem to be floating in place. I don't want it to drop too much. So it's dropping there because this string has tons of tension pulling it. So now I can lower the bottom out of the way. I'm gonna start tapping it. So here we go. Watch how it's done. You want it perpendicular to the plate. I'm just eyeballing it. It's good enough for me. You might have to, you don't need to give it too much pressure. It will sort of set in at some point. You'll feel it start to grab. So you go now once, see right now it's still kind of shaky. So you turn it like a quarter to half a turn, and then you back it up just a little bit, and then you keep doing that. You repeat. You turn it clockwise, and then you back it up just a bit. You turn it clockwise, back it up just a bit, and eventually you'll start seeing come out the underside if you're looking at it. And at some point you'll see that there's like little to no resistance. It'll just be turning because you'll have tapped it all the way through. So right now that's good for me. It's tapped all the way through, and I don't want to strip the threads, the new threads that I just made. So I'm going to carefully pull this back out. Now, a lot of you may want to cover the top of your guitar with something. I don't really care about the finish of my guitar. I just want to be able to play it. I've been dropping lots of stuff on the surface and screwing it up. I'm going to repaint it at some point. That's for another day. But just at this part, when you're going to pull it out, just be careful you don't mess it up. There we go. So once I clean this up, once again, I'm going to show you. I bought 3 packs of these 1032. They come with 2 of those guys right there, 1032. This is all stuff you can get at Home Depot. And now I'll be able to micro tune my guitar. These should be able to go in there nicely. And you can see it's pushing down the tuner, and it's smooth on top. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go, folks. So what was the point of all this, right? The point of all this was to be able to use the guitar as intended with the whammy bar. I've never actually used this guitar. I've had it since 1994. And I don't think I've ever used the whammy bar with it. I've never had the micro tuners. I don't know if I had these, but I just tuned it to where it was in tune, and I left it alone and I played it like a regular guitar. Now mind you, like I said earlier in the video, this guitar has reverse bow from being stored without strings for many years, with the truss rod still like bending it this way. So without the string tension throughout the years, it just ended up with a reverse bow. So when I play things like this, it rattles a lot. And I don't know how I'm going to fix that, but that's not the point of this video. What I want to show you is that I've tuned the guitar. I've also used the micro tuners, and I've also put these locking nuts. So I'm going to show you how I did the locking nuts. But first, just to do a proof of concept here, I'm going to detune these from here, and I'm going to show you that these actually lock. So you can get all of me. Can you see the entire guitar?
Yeah.
Okay. So watch. I'm gonna detune the tuner, and there's no effect. Okay. So you can see that there's no effect. I'm gonna detune the tuner on the next string, E8. E8, what D? G. I'm not sure. I should know this. Try to hold steady. So anyway, so there. We have now proved that these are locked. The guitar's in tune. I use the micro tuners. So what I basically did is, I got them up to like a flat, and then, once you tighten these down, they start going sharper. So, and then I use these to tighten them up a bit. So over here we can play A minor, I think. Do a really deep dive. We'll do a G. What is this? F sharp minor. Let's go the other way. It's bottoming out because my bridge is pretty low. But let's see if it's still in tune. So that's pretty cool, right? So let me show you how I did this part. So give me this. And I'm also going to show you the outcome. So here's the only thing about kind of not doing it with a machine and just doing it by hand. You can see that these aren't like perfectly even. They're not wobbly. They're definitely not wobbly. I mean, they're tight. They're snug as can be. We threaded them with the correct thread pitch and whatnot, and put these in, and they work as they should. It's just that they're not machined perfectly in line and level. So I mean, I kind of eyeballed it. So if that kind of stuff bothers you, then you're just gonna have to deal with it. But I just wanted a functional guitar. I am okay with this. This is like totally cool. It works. This whole thing started because I wanted to put this hot rail in this guitar. I actually wanted to put it in the bridge position, and I spent about 8 hours rewiring the guitar and getting this all done. I flipped the guitar over and I realized that I had put it in the neck position. So you can imagine my shock. In any case, so this is actually using this pickup. It's pretty goofy, but I don't care. So let me show you what I did here. So I got the black hex things on the top there, the nuts, I guess. I got those from Home Depot, and I'm going to show you what they are. They're these guys right here. They're actually 8x10s. I got an 8x10 millimeter and an 8x12 millimeter. The 12 millimeters, I mean the 10 millimeters are still too long. That's why I'm having to use washers. So I would suggest getting wait a minute, that's not it. It's, let me find the pack for it. Here we go. Okay, this is the one. So the ones I have on the guitar are these right here, okay? So that black thing right there, that black thing with the hex, is this socket cap screw, and it's an M5 0.8 by 10 millimeters, okay? So I think 0.8 is the thread pitch, which matches the pitch of the, no, sorry, that's not the thread pitch. The M5 is, so this is an M5, this Yamaha nut is an M5, okay? So just keep that in mind. It's an M5. So I bought this, and there's probably much better ways of doing this, but I'm just going to tell you what I did. So I bought this nut and washer set. I grabbed these these don't actually fit. So these nuts, I wanted to be basically smash the nut down on the strings, and I thought these nuts would fit, but these nuts didn't fit in the channel right there, so they didn't fit in the channel of the guitar's nut. So these nuts were too wide. I actually had to use these nuts right here. Now the problem with these were that this guy right here, the M5, would not fit through this hole. Now I don't need the teeth in this hole because this is actually screwing down onto the nut itself. I just needed this to be round. So what I did was I got my drill, which is behind me right now, so I'm not going to show it to you, and I used a drill bit to drill out the hole here using a vice grip. Let me see. So literally, this is what I did, and let me show you if I can do this with one hand here. Script them. I vice gripped it like that, so it's nice and tight. This is nice and tight in there. It actually wasn't that wobbly. I made it much tighter. You don't want to make it too tight. You don't want to warp your tiny nut. But then over here, I drilled it with that drill bit. Let me see what that drill bit is. Oh, it says 7 on there. So whatever that means. It didn't take too much time with the power tool there, but essentially I drilled out 3 of these. I drilled them out so that these guys, which are just the shorter versions of these ones, these are 2 millimeters longer. I got the 10 millimeters. The 10 millimeters were still too long. I would recommend getting shorter ones. They're M5s. So anyway, I drilled out the hole in the nut so this could slide through there freely. I stacked 2 washers on there, 2 of these washers, to be able to lock my strings. Okay? Anyway, it works. It's in tune. Cool. And here's the thing I was talking about, the DeWalt thing. I've cut up the box obviously here. So this is what it looks like. This is $36 at Home Depot. And then, you know, I bought a bunch of extra screws and stuff. So don't do that. No. But in any case, you know, you could technically, you don't need to get a tap and die set if you knew what size you're going to drill it to. Like if you knew for sure you're going to do a 1032, you can buy individually a 1032 tap, and you can, you know, if you have drill bits, you can use your number 21 drill bit. This isn't a 21, but I'm just saying you could use your number 21 drill bit, and yeah, see, it even tells you right here, it says if you're going to do a 1032, come on, focus, dude, 1032, then you want to use the number 21 drill. So you can buy it separately, and that other tool I was showing you that kind of looks like this one, you can buy a beefier one, and you might end up spending less money than the $36 you'd spend on this. You'd probably spend like maybe $5 less. So you could probably get it for like $30, $31. They have those at Home Depot as well.